not only renegades. It means the people like me or like him, or they came to you and they said, I was asked 3 times. They came to you and
so I'm going to interrupt you 1 second just for context. So you're in school in Hamburg, and then you were brought back. You now, I'll give a little background. So you actually unusually know a few languages. So most of your peers in the Czech Republic do not. So you have an opportunity to do some special things. Describe your job opportunities when you came back.
I had the good luck to speak English, and in this time, in the 70s and 80s, I was like an exotic animal. English. You know, now it's everybody, and my children speak English. Everybody speaks English better than me. But in the time, it was really something special because I spoke English.
And so, what was your opportunity?
And so then I worked as a guide. It was a good job because I earned well, and I had an advantage that I could be freelance. I was the only man who was freelance here. Otherwise, all the other people were occupied since 2.
So it's the only job in the entire region where you're allowed to be. When you say freelance, they will call you and say, I need you to do this.
Yeah.
When he says guide, it's both guide and an interpreter, right?
Yeah.
And so the different ministries will call him because they'll have foreign diplomats come, and then you are their representative.
Yeah, it was like this. Yeah, I spoke German and English, and actually they needed me to when some delegation came. So the German delegation, German communist delegation, because it was East Germany and West Germany. So then it was a quite good job. The first wasn't very well paid because it was not too many English and German speaking people here. So it was very well paid, and I could plan. I could plan my work because I could refuse the work. I didn't do it because it sounds suspicious. But anyway, so then and the people as like me, they were very about these people were very interested secret police because they needed. And I was called and they asked me, would you cooperate with us because we need you, and I couldn't say go to her because I will go to prison. So then I said, no, I don't understand. I played a good soldier Schweig. Good soldier Schweig, I played an idiot. I said no.
Excuse me 1 second. So, good soldier Schweig, I actually, I shouldn't record this, but I have a copy of this for you to see later. You can share. It's a very, you describe it.
Very humoristic book. It's anti-militaristic. It's about a soldier, Czech soldier Schweig. He was a very funny person, and he tries not to fight, but to survive the war from the First World War. So then...
but the humor comes from doing exactly as you're told.
Yes. Yeah. So it's good to read the book. It is the most famous Czech book. It was translated. It's like a Head 22.
Catch 22.
Yeah, the Catch 22.
Heller's book.
Yeah. So but very, very typical Czech way.
So you say no, and then just because we have limited time, I want to get through the rest of what ends up happening. So, but at the same time, you're being very clever about opportunities to you have access to
everyone who lived here must be very clever. to survive as a good Polish way. Because if you live in dictatorship, you have to be clever to survive.
You know, this reminds me, there's a saying, and maybe you can explain it a little bit. Czechs say, if you do not steal from the government, you steal from your family.
Yeah, it was
Where does this come from?
one of the slogans, because everybody stole the things he needed. Because there was no private property here. Every private property was nationalized. So it means that if you needed something, you couldn't buy it. If you needed, for example, the bricks for building a house, you didn't find a firm which built your house, and you didn't find a firm or a company which sells you the bricks. So you should steal it. It's very difficult to describe it because
It's really impossible almost. You know, the other side of this, I think, is related to, I think you told me once, the job that the communists did supply you didn't provide you enough resources to even feed your family. I think you said one time over the years that about only half of what you made came from your legitimate job.
yeah, and it's true because it was an official salary, and official salary covered 50% of your needs, and the next 50% you should steal, or you should do by moonlighting. It was different way of gaining this 50% more. But everybody had some space to earn more money because from the official salary you couldn't live. So everybody had some side job. For example, if you was a carpenter or installer or a plumber. So you do moonlighting. You work in official state job. In state job, you work 4 or 6 hours a day. They didn't check you if you work 8 hours, and the rest you did moonlighting. It was easy to find the customers because doesn't exist any firm, state firm, which provides plumber's work.
One story, this is not like that, but the way that you found your way upon some money, the scarves. Tell us how the...
How I became rich. So it was in the year 1968 when we could travel abroad. We could travel to Germany or to France, and so it was actually I was in the right age. I was 25 and I spoke English there and German, so I had a good opportunity to travel. And then when I worked in England as a hop picker,
Yeah.
and I earned some pounds, British pounds, and for the British pounds I bought in Germany. When I went back to Germany, I bought in Germany the scarves, because scarves was big fashion in Czech Republic. Every girl would have a scarf, Western scarf, and this scarf cost 1 D-mark, 1 German mark, and it was a very light and small material. So this fashionable goods I bought in big quantity. I bought a few hundreds of scarves, and I gave to my rucksack. Was on the
Rucksack, the backpack.
the backpack, and on the border I was not checked, or I was checked, but they didn't. It was small